Welcome. Today I'm going to be sharing about three types of leader, broad types of leader, which you broadly see in the world. And I'm really emphasizing that because I really want you to know that there's no person in the world that could be all of one thing all the time. So probably you're going to see elements of all three of these in yourself because they are characterizations, they are categories to help us gain insight, to help us gain recognition of what we might be experiencing. And as I say, you may well listen to all of this and go, well, I can see myself in all three of them. And most likely that's going to be true. So listen with an open mind, with an open heart, and just consider, purely to consider, what of this is me? Knowing that actually none of it is who you really are. It's all playing out in your thoughts, your feelings, your behaviors, and none of that is essentially who you are. So, through this, I'm going to be sharing this alongside a metaphor of a roller coaster to help you hopefully get a visual representation of what this feels like, because that will help you recognize, oh, yeah, I've experienced that. So, the first type of leader is the one who's very emotional. They seem to go up and down a bit like a roller coaster. One minute it's all amazing, it's all great, and then, oh my God, disaster, it's all falling apart. There's usually this label of dramatic that gets attached to them. And people around them usually do one of two things. They either get really scared of this emotional roller coaster and really hang back, or they start to laugh it off and say, oh, that's them, you know, don't worry, they'll be back up again in a minute. It becomes, they become unaffected by it. It's like this, oh, yeah, there they go again. And so, from a roller coaster perspective, they are literally like they are in the roller coaster. There is no space, there is no capacity, there is no alternative other than for them to just have to go up and down with the flow of emotion as it comes through them, with the elation and with the disappointments. They are up and down, up and down, up and down all the time. And as I say, they're generally this dramatic vibe. There's this dramatic feeling about them. Everything is a big deal, whichever direction it's going in. And it can be pretty exhausting for the person who's experiencing that in themselves. So I've worked with leaders like this, where they're in this dramatic roller coaster of emotions, and they can feel all over the place. I remember one when he first came to me, he said, I literally feel like I'm in a washing machine. So his roller coaster wasn't going up and down, it was going round and round, perhaps even worse, because he got so lost in all this emotional turbulence that he literally felt like he was in a washing machine as a CEO leading an organization and yet feeling like in a washing machine. It's not where you want to be as a leader. And yet you can often feel stuck in it, like there's no option. There's a limit. There's an out of controlness with it. I guess a bit like being on a roller coaster. You're not in control. That car is going whether you like it or not. You are not in charge of where the roller coaster goes, how fast it goes. It is going to run on its track, and you just have to deal with it. Which obviously, when it's an actual roller coaster, is good fun. When it's your life and you're leading a team, an organization, then it's a whole different thing. So that's the first remember, broad category of leader. The second one is the leader who is distant. Now, they might well have connected kind of conversations with people, but there's a disconnection feeling. There's like they say and do all the right things, but there's something missing. There's this absence of true connection, this absence of realness. And that's because these leaders are basically avoiding that roller coaster. They're trying to keep that roller coaster at bay, no matter what, because they don't like the roller coaster. They're terrified of those up and downs of emotions. Often I see this with clients who have had emotionally reactive parents and have kind of vowed never to be like that. They vowed never to be that person who's erratic and all over the place. And so instead, they've shut all that off and said, no, none of that. Almost like they've put this wall of mattresses between them and the roller coaster. It's like I will not experience it. So they might well be in the roller coaster, but they've muffled it. They've dampened it. So the ups and downs are still happening, but they've gone like, no, no, no. Stay, stay steady. Do not feel the ups and downs. Do not feel, period. So they can, as I say, they can say and do the right things, but there is this like almost robotic nature to it. There's this not quite scripted, but almost it's this absence of feeling, this absence of realness, this absence of connection. There's a suppression. And then the third category, broad category of leader, is the one who holds both. So with both of these leaders I've talked about already, they are on the roller coaster. So although the second one has dampened that experience of the ups and downs, they are still on the roller coaster. They're so identified with the ups and downs, and they're so anti the ups and downs that they've put those mattresses in place so they don't feel them and don't experience them. Now, that's not actually what happens. They are feeling them and they are experiencing them, but they're just keeping that lid on as best they bloomin' can to get through their days and weeks, trying to control and keep everything in the right place at the right time so that none of that up and downness comes out. But they're still on the roller coaster. The first category, the dramatic leader, yeah, they are definitely very clearly on the roller coaster. So this third category of leader, they are actually standing on the ground. And they are at the same time on the roller coaster. So I don't know about you, but when I think about this, that image brings up like this thought of this person's feet like really securely on the ground, while the top half of them, it's almost like a stretchy person. The top half of them is going, woo, oh my God, this roller coaster is amazing. All with their feet firmly, securely on the ground. Because these great leaders, they are solid, they're grounded, they're secure in themselves, and they are fully in life. They're fully in the experience of what we're doing and how we're doing it and what's going great, amazing, and what's not going great. Oh my God, that's disappointing. How do we deal with this? How do we solve this? They're in there, they're living life, they're fully in it. They're not fully in it, lost in it, like the first guy, all over the place. And they're certainly not stepped off the roller coaster in avoidance, like the second category. They are both extremely grounded, extremely firmly rooted in the earth, on the ground, in themselves. And that rootedness, that groundedness allows them the freedom, the liberation to fully experience the roller coaster with no fear of the ups and downs. Which is why these leaders can hear challenging information, challenging questions, and be okay. It's why these leaders can hear feedback about themselves, about their team, about the business, and feel okay. It's why these leaders can take information about what's happening, what's going well, what's not going well, receive it all, hear it all, work with others in collaboration, and then make adjustments and pivot and change in order to keep moving forward and learning from where are we now? Where are we now? Right, adjust, change, pivot, next move, next direction, next alteration. That's the capacity that becomes available by holding that both those positions, grounded and on the roller coaster of life. Because the roller coaster of life is always going to have ups and downs. The only way to avoid it is to be on the ground and pretend like you're not experiencing the ups and downs. That's when people who escape into mindfulness or meditation or other quietening practices, they're trying to escape the roller coaster. That doesn't work any better than the one who's on the roller coaster with the mattresses trying to pretend it's not there. So this groundedness, this one who is on the ground, observing the roller coaster while at the same time being fully on it, that's the one who is certain of self, who is confident, who is secure in themselves, who is welcoming of all information and all data and all feedback because they know it's all valuable and it's all going to help them know where they are and therefore know where they want to go to next and how they're going to get there. So having heard those three, the dramatic leader who's on the roller coaster, lost in the ups and downs, the suppressing leader who's on the roller coaster but trying to pretend they're not, with mattresses to try and suppress the experience of the ups and downs. And then the third leader, the one who is grounded, rooted in themselves, and who therefore at the same time is on the roller coaster, fully in the experience of all of life. That's where aliveness lives. That's where freedom lives. That's where great leadership lives. Because that's when you can live all of what all the great leadership books say. Listening, feeding back, curiosity, creativity, teamwork, collaboration, holding the goal as something outside of you, nothing to do with your reputation, your value, your worthiness. These leaders that are standing on the ground while being in the roller coaster, they know that. They embody that, they live that. And to me, that's the goal. Doesn't make the other people wrong, but they are in that experience because they're carrying some kind of internal interference that isn't them. When you remove that interference, they instantly are standing back on the ground again, watching the roller coaster and able to fully engage in it. So nobody's wrong in this, but there is better available. And to me, please tell me if you think otherwise, but to me, the better is that third category. That leader who's standing strong on the ground while also fully in it, fully living, fully alive in the experience of the roller coaster too. So drop your thoughts. I'd love to hear what's resonated in this for you. If you'd rather reach out on the privately, that's the word, then I will drop the get in touch link as well, so you can contact me through the website there. I'd love to hear from you and enjoy your day.